and welcome back to the channel. Food. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Let's make videos like this.
This is odd. It's almost mid-October here in Kentucky. Normally all these leaves are orange, yellow, red. Not one. I've got them falling at my house, but they're all staying green. Is it the same in your state?
Yeah.
God damn, folks. God damn, folks. God damn. Hold them got them lemon pepper steppers though, BD. What? You see them whole game?
Swole as
AI is saying, we're just going to dump a bunch of viruses on you. And they're deadlier than anything we've ever created.
AI just created living viruses, and some of them are deadlier than anything nature created. Researchers successfully taught AI to write the genetic code for entirely new life forms. They took two AI models called Evo1 and Evo2. These are genome language models that can read your entire DNA. So they fed these AIs the genetic blueprint of over 2 million viruses, and then asked the models, design me a virus that can hunt and eliminate E. coli bacteria. AI didn't just copy existing viruses. It invented completely new genetic sequences that had never existed in 3.8 billion years of evolution, synthesized the actual DNA in a lab, and then brought these digital viruses to life. 16 of these AI-created viruses were not only alive and functional, but some of these were even more effective than the original virus they were based on. One of the viruses, called Evo Pt.185, completely dominated natural viruses by up to 65 times. And when they tested against antibiotic-resistant bacteria, the AI viruses succeeded where natural ones completely failed, rapidly overcoming resistance that had stumped evolution for millions of years. So we've officially entered the era where AI doesn't just predict biology, it creates it.
Phthalates are making your penis small.
Yes. So phthalates are these synthetic compounds found in fragrances. When I get in an Uber and there's a black ice
I can't.
tree.
You and I could talk for hours about this. Go on.
There's a black ice tree on the rearview mirror and you're smelling it, right? And you're thinking, oh, this is gross. I roll down the window and you get out of the Uber and you still smell like black ice, right? Those are phthalates. They're sticky. They carry fragrance. Every time you walk into a room and you see those Glade plugins in the corner, it's putting phthalates into the air. So these compounds, they're in perfumes. Not all perfumes, but some of them are worse than others. They're in lotions. But these are clearly endocrine disruptors. This word xenoestrogen is the fancy word endocrine disruptors. They mimic estrogen in both men and women, and then they accumulate in women's bodies. So the pathway is probably that women are exposed to these, and if they're carrying a male fetus, then it affects the male during gestation and it leads to shrinking of the distance between the butthole and the end of the testicles, which is the anogenital distance, which is an indication of feminization of males, and then shrinking of the penises.
Listen closely. Disney's dropping Tron Ares on October 10th, 2025. That date is 10/10. 10/10 in binary code, a digital code, perfect for a movie about humans merging with machines. That's not random. That's ritual. Now check the sky. 4 days before the release, we get a full moon in Aries today. Aries the warrior, Aries the god of war. Full moons expose what's been hidden, and that's the energy of revelation, conflict, and identity coming into the light. By October 10th, the moon shifts into Gemini, the twins, the mirror, the code. Gemini rules duplication and dual realities. Exactly what Tron is about. Humans and programs, flesh and code. At the same time, the sun sits in Libra. Laws, contract, balance, justice, ma'at. So, this release is literally Aries war versus Libra law, broadcast through Gemini's network. Now that's cosmic timing. And look at the trailer, the worlds will collide. In Ultron, humans entered the grid. In Aries, the grid comes here. Digital warriors, weapon, life cycles ripping through our cities. And Aries himself, if he is destroyed, I'll just make another. That's what's said in the trailer. That's identity, treated like data, replaceable, replicable, and disposable. Now connect the dots. Governments are rolling out digital IDs at the same time. The UK just announced mandatory IDs for work, the Brit card. The Bahamas is moving towards a single digital ID. Biometric data will be collected if you come to Europe, regardless of passport. Across the globe, ID is being coded, centralized, and turned into a digital twin. Look at what they're doing with Michael Jackson, Biggie, and Bob Marley and Sora 2. Taking the deceased and making them alive in our reality. Tron's Aries is prophecy in disguise. It shows you what happens when the grid stops being separate, when the digital world steps into your flesh and blood reality. And the way they present it is the same way governments and corporations push digital ID. They sell it as powerful, fast, safe, and necessary. And here's the hidden layer nobody talks about. Transhumanism is the ultimate end game. The goal isn't just a digital ID on your phone, it's a digital ID inside your body. Biometrics, implants, brain-machine links, and a merger of flesh and code until you are part of the grid itself. That's the real war between human soul and machine. So the question is, when that system comes knocking, do you surrender your identity to the grid, or do you fight like hell, just like Aries, to keep it sovereign?
The real question is not what is that, but who's buying that?
People take ketamine and they all have the same vision. Or species of the same vision.
Enough of them do to make it very strange and alarming. That's the thing, that one of the main influences on both the show I was building, these guys, Brian Geist and William S. Burroughs, his creative partner, he would say the thing is about getting high and about doing psychedelics is that, you can spot people, eventually who are on the same drug and you're both getting the same ideas. Some drugs, he said, increases telepathy, people are, it puts them on the same wavelength. So with a lot of these guys,
it's a little weird that different people from different places, different countries, different life experiences would take a drug and have the same kind of vision. It's
totally weird. And for anyone who's tuned in,
that can't be organic.
No. But that is weird beyond what anyone's individual personal beliefs are. So
exactly.
So if anyone tunes in and they're like, where did Tucker find this guy that looks like Greg Olson talking about insane AI stuff? If they're an atheist, they don't believe any of this. Like you're saying, the fact that people are taking these drugs and they're very powerful and they work in tech and they are getting the same ideas, the same fears. They think in some cases they're talking to the same entities. There are books now about, if you take DMT, if you encounter this machine elf, be wary of this. They're encountering the same stuff. That's an interesting phenomenon, just biologically, regardless of what people.
Like ancient sacred art has the same images,
right?
Created on different continents at different periods. They couldn't have had contact with each other, so why are they drawing the same Birdman or the same purse? Because they're seeing the same visions, which suggest.
In the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, be cleansed.
We were told to ask you about bovine blood.
So here's the deal. People are being taken. They're being abducted. Sperm is taken from the men. Ovum is taken from the women. Sometimes women are groomed. They're taken, they're abducted, and they are impregnated. But it's not a human seed. That seed that's in them begins to grow. And on the 3rd month of pregnancy, right around that time, they're re-abducted, and that hybrid entity is removed, and there's never a trace. That little baby, a little entity, hybrid baby, needs to go into an artificial womb.
Incubate.
Most people don't know this. Bovine blood can be used in a human transfusion. They're interchangeable. Cattle mutilations have been going on for decades. They take the parts from the cow. This is conjecture, but it's based on decades of research. They are creating artificial wombs for these hybrid babies to go into. And in our film on cattle mutilations, we actually show in 2024, Japanese were creating artificial wombs. This is the deep end of the pool. Daniel 2:43 says, their seed will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not cleave to them. Whose seed are we talking about? And that book of Daniel is sealed up until the time of the end. No one will understand it, but we understand it now. Whose seed are we talking about? Their seed will mingle with the seed of men, but they will not cleave. The word cleave is a marriage contract, no marriage contract, which is exactly what we see with the current abduction phenomena. People are taken, there is no marriage, they take what they want, they take the sperm, they take the ovum, they take the child, they do whatever they want to do. And this is the work of the fallen one.
Police are on the hunt for the person who made off with a 13-foot Jack Skellington decoration. The animatronic is worth more than $500, and it's been a holiday staple for the homeowner for years. Police say such thefts are rare in the neighborhood, but seasonal animatronics are in high demand for thieves. Neighbors are sharing the story online, hoping to help locate both the suspect and missing Jack.
So we're all wondering, how are they going to get that thing into the car? Yeah, if you see
a small car.
If you see somebody driving down the street with a Jack Skellington on top,
call 911.
Yeah, call police.
The Grinch who stole Halloween.
I don't know what kind of crap I'm gonna get for this, but I want you to look behind me. Do you see how beautiful this Arizona sky is? Now, just a quick observation. It has been this beautiful since last Thursday. What do I mean by that? If you put on a tinfoil hat, if you don't want to believe me, then you can swipe. But since last Thursday, since the government shutdown, it has been bright skies. Nothing in the sky, if you know what I'm talking about. No trails. No trails. And it's been like that, and I've been looking every day to see if this is real. But I've noticed how flippin' gorgeous and untouched this sky has been for well over 5 days now.
Three meals a day. Please, that's not nature. That's Rockefeller marketing. Our ancestors didn't sit around with breakfast, lunch, and dinner neatly served. They ate once a day, sometimes 3 times a week. That was abundance. And you know what? They thrived. They were lean, sharp, and strong because the body is designed to function best in fasting. You ever wonder why you heal in your sleep? Because you're fasting. The body finally gets to stop wasting energy digesting junk and starts repairing, rebuilding, cleaning house. That's when the real work gets done. But you've been programmed. You think skipping breakfast is a crime. You think hunger is an emergency. No, it's power. Fasting activates cells that act like little soldiers. They march straight to the damage, clean it out, rebuild you stronger. That's real medicine. And yet the white coat will tell you to eat regularly. Why? Because the system isn't built for your health, it's built for your dependence. Rockefeller didn't give you 3 meals to nourish you. He gave you 3 meals to chain you, to keep you tired, inflamed, obedient.
I don't like it, just tell them you don't like it. We on the third pasta. What the is this?
Fettuccine Alfredi.
What is that a picture of? That's not Bad Bunny. That was Bad Bunny with the breast out. They're grooming our babies. We're going to pay a price for this. We're about to have a halftime show where most of the audience will have no idea what's going on. But I guarantee you, Bad Bunny's going to put on a drag show at halftime because that's how he got here, by redefining masculinity, by dressing up in women's clothing, by pretending, well, I'm not gay, I'm sexually fluid, I might get into men later in life. The National Football League, they don't respect fans. They don't respect Americans. Right now, I'm just talking about the spiritual aspect of what they're doing, which is clearly the most important part of this. This is a demonic force. And oh, you're making too much of it. No, I'm not. They're telling us in big, bold letters, we hate Jesus. And your kids will be watching. And you'll have to explain to your kids, why is this man dressed like a woman for part of this halftime show? They want to normalize that for you and your kids. But you keep watching. You keep supporting. And I love football, but I fear God more than I love football.
What the fuck? What is this? Oh my god. What the fuck? What the fuck? Go. Oh my god, Eddie.
Hi.
Hello.
Give me $30.
Cultural practice.
What's that?
Cultural practice.
So what are you wanting to do?
Pray.
Okay, have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Is God gonna smite you for using that cheat code?
No, this is the scariest thing that I've ever seen at the thrift. This is Susie Scribbles. It's a doll that came out in 1989 apparently, and she would, you'd put like a cassette into her back, and I guess she would talk and write if you put a pencil in her hand, and it's just absolutely horrific. I don't even know why you would get this for your kids. This is Annabelle's cousin from Wish. This is Alibaba Annabelle Baba, whatever you want to call her. This is just absolutely horrific on all sorts of levels. It's so wrong.
¿Qué piensan ustedes de esto?
¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué señor qué?
Who blew up a bubble back in the tub? What? The fuck? How, do you know it, innit?
I swear I didn't.
Where's your capsule point? I fucking knew it was.
I didn't know it was called a capsule. I don't know.
Fucking joking. King size capsule. What did you think it was gonna be? I don't know what you thought it was. I don't know what you expected. This shouldn't surprise you. You got what you fucking paid for. This is what you wanted.
One fart and it's over.
Do you know about Operation Midnight Climax? No. So Operation Midnight Climax is where they set up these safe houses in New York, LA, all major cities around the US, right? They'll hire prostitutes to come work for the CIA to lure men into these safe houses and then drug them with LSD to see the effects of the LSD. This is documented. So they've been experimenting on civilians, military, psychiatric people, like people who are deemed crazy, or they probably made them crazy. That's the thing. Like, you see people running around right now that you think that are crazy, but they're probably experimenting on from the CIA, the government. Who knows? So that's what I'm saying. So this is all documented. You can check this out for yourself and be like, damn, the government did this? Like, how do people trust the government at this point? They did all this shit and be like, oh, well, we still have your best interests. That's not an assassination set up by the government. That can't be.
3 Atlas would never show up to Earth. Probably like a few thousand ships would just come out of it and then come to Earth. They're just trying to come over here to gather all the star seeds of this planet.
What do you think they mean by gathering up the star seeds?
They could be, if they are truly coming over to help humanity and the star seeds to evolve to the next level.
Okay.
If it's the other way around and the direct reptilians decide to get rid of the star seeds of this planet because they could be a potential threat to their existence in the future now, then I believe this threat could be easily averted, and that's what I picked up as well from the Galactic Alliance, that they will be coming over and come to Earth and save humanity.
Star seeds are individuals who come from different star systems. They have, let's say, a higher percentage of that DNA in them.
Yeah.
So as they are born as human, they keep thinking and feeling and remembering that they came from the stars. With that is the ability to bring information, bring frequencies, bring knowledge and wisdom from that star system. That's the idea. That's why they're usually very sensitive, very intuitive, very psychic. They know things nobody would know. They remember their incarnation. It's fascinating.
You do that?
I just poured it out.
Why is it so wet? Ew. Why did my chicken sandwich just go to the bathroom on me? Why is the chicken sandwich leaking? Is yours? Now I'm freaked out. Why is it leaking? No. It's clear.
That sandwich said, my pleasure.
So it turns out that the Nazis got this right again. They knew what Hyperborea and Agartha actually was, and that's why they were so interested in building these flying saucers that could go and fly up north and make it past the atmospheric barrier that kept all these other regular wooden ships out of the floating city of in the sky, also called New Jerusalem and the land of Jesus. And this is why we see on the German flat earth map from World War II, their version of all the continents of Earth is a little bit different than what we see on the United Nations approved map of the Earth that we use. It shows other lands up north like Hyperborea with the land with 4 rivers in between it and divided into the 4 corners of the Earth. But we also see other lands in like the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, like Atlantis and Lemuria, that no one even knows about because they're hidden from our maps. But this German map is actually a reflection of the moon, which I know we've already talked about before, but they believe that the moon acted as a reflection in the sky that showed all of the lands on Earth in a X-ray vision imprint on top of the moon.
Okay, so this is Kylie Jenner's story from the other day. Most of you probably saw it. I heard that demons reacted to flashes and lights. So I had the idea of taking a picture of it, right, and seeing what I could see.
Just a regular story post she did the other day.
Do you guys see this?
Look at the eyes,
or am I
look at the
tripping
nose,
out?
look at the mouth. I randomly posted
That's not weird.
I'm like, it looks
Let me know
weird,
in the comments.
right? So my boy hits me up and goes, that's a Jima. His comment disappeared, right? I look it up, I do some research. It says it's the demon of all demons. You're gonna tell me that they don't look alike? This isn't the same creature? This is Kylie Jenner's back, dude. That's not odd? We're gonna pretend this is not odd.
There is literally a spider inside of my TV. Like, how are you supposed to get out of, how did you get in there? What am I supposed to do?
I was just playing with Renee when all of a sudden something strange happens. Renee gets stuck on the ceiling, so I waved goodbye. And Renee started waving back at me. What do I do now?
So I have to tell you this, that I fully broke in half, Mom.
So now what?
Now we got it on a new planet. That just is like Earth, but different, okay? It ain't Earth.
We're not on Earth anymore?
Mm-mm.
What are we on?
I don't remember. So we're really on a different planet, Mom.
Because the Earth broke in half?
Yeah.
Double it and give it to the next person.
It's a mural. Okay. And it's called
the Setiles.
Yeah.
Now it's a whole bunch of rich people.
Oh, never seen this.
And it's a weird art painting depicting these rich people doing weird things, but Setile actually is elites backwards.
Whoa.
That's why it's called Setiles.
Setiles?
Yeah,
Oh
fam. One of the people that's in the picture not only is Jeffrey Epstein, weirdly enough, weirdly enough, in a UFO.
What?
That's gonna be really weird later. I'm gonna explain why.
Yeah.
But Ghislaine Maxwell's here depicted as a dragon.
What the fuck?
Biting a child in half. And then there's also an antenna showing the UFO with Jeffrey Epstein's head on it. And a bunch of these people in the picture or in the mural are they're identified as like very rich and powerful elites.
Yeah.
Because that's why it's literally called Setiles. Backwards is elites. Bro.
Okay. Hammer. Got the camera. Have to select the camera. Camera's loading. Okay, should be working. Hello?
La 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 la. I'm just a lonely little hammer on the floor. I hope someone comes and builds something with me.
Hi, Hammer.
Oh, I see someone approaching. Hey, sir. Sir, can you please come pick me up?
That's so weird.
Sir, Mr. Feet, please grab a hold of me. Ah, yes. It feels so good to finally be held. Let's hit something now.
Yo,
Right now.
I'm good, bro. Oh, it can't
Sir,
hear me.
Anything. Just hit me on something.
Nah, I'm all set.
Oak, right when it was getting fun. Please come back, sir.
Stop! Is somebody there? I'm freaking out. What the- Why is it sitting up like that? That's so weird. I got up off the couch. Ah! Why? What is going on? Ah!
Alguien te viene a ver. No manches, vean esto. No manches. No te pares. Esperen.
Mamón.
Esperen. ¿Dónde están?
Esa huella, ¿quién, Oli? Mira, acá hay otra.
Sí.
Ay, no seas mamón, Oli. Esas huellotas, ¿qué pedo?
Parecen como de duende, pero con uñas largas. ¿Qué onda?
No manches.
Is that witchcraft? Yeah.
Yeah, it is witchcraft. So yeah, it is witchcraft. What are you gonna do about it? Burn me, you cunt.
That's not witchcraft, that's Amy Crackhouse.
The mainstream might be hiding the land of Jesus. There's a YouTube channel called Leaving Babylon, and this woman discovers that there is land between Russia and North America that they're hiding, and that it's called the land of Jesus. Her video is like an hour and a half. I can't take any credit for this because she did all the legwork. I'm just summarizing what she did. You should go to her YouTube, follow her. She has some good stuff. All right, let's get into this. This map is by Caesar Cassani, came out in the 1670s. Now check this out. This over here is California. And if you notice, California is completely split away from America. This is America. And this right here is the Terra de Isu. Now, what does that mean? What does Terra de Isu mean? So it turns out Terra de Isu means land of Jesus, according to Google Translate. And so it's Catalan. That's the language up there. So what is Catalan? Catalan is an ancient Western Romance language, an official language in Andorra, Catalonia, and the Balearic Islands. So essentially it's a vulgar Latin in the Carolingian Empire. So it's a form of Latin, a spin-off of Latin. So back to the map, land of Jesus. That's what that means, and that's what it says clear as day. Now, there is a strait here, and some people are like, oh, wait, this is just Alaska. This might just be Alaska. It's possible. It's possible that this is just Alaska. But there are a couple of maps that have a strait here and a strait here over here by Russia. So let's look into that. This map is from the cartographer Thomas Campanillas, and it came out in 1702. All right. Mer de Isu, Sea of Jesus. Terra de Isu, Land of Jesus. Now look at this. This over here is, it says the Strait of Anian, or Anian. Okay. And this says the Strait of Uris. Hold on. This is a huge landmass between America, California, and Russia. Japan is over here, all right? But even if it is Alaska, it was previously the land of Jesus, according to the Google Translate and according to the maps. But there could also be land somewhere in the Pacific that is missing, that was taken from the maps. And we know they take stuff off the maps. Hold on, let me show you. They lied about the shape of the earth, and they're lying about the continents on the earth, of course. The earth is for sure flat. And in the center, they say it's just ice. But that's cap. That's a lie, all right? So this is Greenland right here. This is Iceland, United Kingdom, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Russia starts here and carries over. What is this? What is this? What landmass is this? Over here, this is Canada. This is where Canada starts. This part right here and this is Canada. What is this? They took this off the maps. This huge landmass. Huge. And this is not ice. It's not ice. Okay? Mercator showed us what this is. Hold on. This is a map from Mercator, 1595. This is Greenland right here. All right? And look at all this land right there. You never even seen that land on the maps today. Why'd they take that off? Is it perhaps because the Garden of Eden is up here? Hold on, but let's not get off track. I'm just trying to show you that they take stuff off the maps. This map is by Nicholas Sanson, 1657. All right. Now look at this. Canada, North America, land of Yezo. Okay, this is a different word, but they're still talking about the same place, the land of Jesus. Now look at the border of this place. It goes all the way around, and way over here too. This is a huge piece of land. Now, of course, you know, this is a topical view of the globe, so it's distorted. But either way, this is a chunk of land called the land of Jesus. If Christ returned in the first century, 70 AD, and the millennial kingdom already happened, it's certainly possible that there was a whole land area that was dedicated to him, and a bunch of Christians lived up there. Look, this map came out in 1666, which is a sketchy kind of date on it, but look, Terra de Isu. All these maps, all these old school maps say land of Jesus. We can't ignore this. We can't ignore this. Why they changed the names, right? Now, Japan is over here, and this is Asia, or Russia, anyway. Terra de Isu, Mer de Isu, land of Jesus, Sea of Jesus. Look at California. California is a whole island. There is a waterway coming up and cut through. It's not connected. If you zoom in, it is not connected. So what happened that caused California to reconnect? And these maps show California as an island for hundreds of years, since the 17th and 18th centuries. All the maps show California as an island. All right? Just there's Japan, Isles of Japan, Asia or Russia today, and this huge landmass here. Now, they're trying to say that's Alaska, but either way, it's the land of Jesus. That's all I know, the land of Jesus, clearly. All right?
Don't be scared of it. Be aware of it.
massive amounts of money is being printed, particularly in the United States, which is a reserve currency. That money is being given to banks who are being incentivized to invest in the stock market. So the entire stock market is being kept up on its own. Now that's just the debt of the United States government, 33 trillion. But that's just a very small piece of it. Over here is 103 trillion. This includes the debt of United States households, credit card loans, student loans, all that kind of stuff. That's actually $103 trillion in debt. This is what's called the unfunded liabilities. People who understand how to read a balance sheet will know this. This is all the liabilities, another 211 trillion the United States owes to people. For example, if I were to retire, the United States owes me my Social Security payments for all of us. And this is just the United States. You can probably do any other country. So 211 trillion plus 103 is $314 trillion is what the U.S. is in debt. If you think about a balance sheet, you have debt, your liabilities, and your assets. Well, what's the U.S. assets? If you sold every piece of property in the United States, all the assets in the United States, it's worth 220 trillion. Well, 220 trillion minus 314 trillion still leaves you in a deficit of about $90 trillion. The United States is literally bankrupt. It has no money. The entire U.S. economy is based on fumes. The only way the United States can survive with that $90 trillion deficit, the United States is going to create a new currency, centralized bank digital currency, FedNow. They're going to literally make $100 trillion. It's not the US dollar, it's something else. And then they're going to take that $100 trillion and they're going to pay down the national debt using about 30 trillion, and the remaining 70 trillion, in order to balance the sheet, they're going to tell every American that all your assets are worth 3 cents on the dollar. So if you own a piece of real estate that's worth $100,000, overnight it's going to only be worth $30,000. The day of reckoning is going to come. When this happens, either there's going to be massive civil war in the United States, when people realize, wow, these people fucked us. Most of them were the Zionists. They're going to go after them. If there's a movement, we can mobilize that anger. And if there's not a movement, you can head into the dark ages. The certain set of people go into their underground bunkers, launch nukes to protect themselves, unleash police to butcher people, and it'll be global. If there's a movement, you can take all that anger and you can say, this is what needs to be done now. So we're creating a movement, and there's history which is moving in its direction. Now history, and if that movement converge, you can create a new world. But without a movement and history happening, there's nothing. You still have to build a movement. What we are doing here is being highly conscious at a meta level of what's going on and recognizing we have no choice but to build a profound movement, which is founded on a strong foundation of human beings who are not wackadoodle. We're not one day, oh, well, let's go vote for Trump. Let's go vote for Bernie. They actually are self-reflective, who think about, wow, you know what? I fucked up when I supported Booby fucking Kennedy. I realized this. And now we have to understand why I did that and what is the real underpinnings of building a movement. That's the knowledge. Then I'm going to commune with other people, and it's global. We're no longer in just the United States. And then I have to realize I have to grow this movement. It is a process. It is not saying that it's like some Armageddon. Our movement has to build, and history will create that opportunity where the movement and history meet. We need to build a bottoms-up movement. Go to ShivaForPresident.com and volunteer.
Not all your ancestors are here to bless you. Some actually just want to steal your energy. They need a body. The CDT plates reveal that many ancestral souls don't automatically ascend after death. Many of them get stuck in a distorted layer, which is called the phantom astral net, a fragmented frequency zone wrapped around Earth, a layer of the phantom Earth grid filled with ancestral residue, unhealed trauma, and looping karmic contracts. So when all these cultures are praying to the ancestors, you're sometimes feeding energy to souls who are still lost and stuck and who need a body, and unknowingly reinforcing the false light grid and continuing to loop in ancestral karmic loops. And this is why you might feel tired after praying, or why some ancestral ceremonies feel sacred, but then you have weird dreams or anxiety for days. That's not your gift from the ancestors. It's actually them feeding off of your light. So you can honor your lineage and your ancestors without sacrificing your energy. Here's how. Number one, name the contract. Say it out loud. I now revoke any unconscious soul agreements with ancestral fields that no longer serve my eternal template. The invisible world has to listen to your words. Number 2, seal your field with this command. Only those ancestors aligned with the law of eternal source may commune with me now. Number 3, then say, the rest of all y'all, I release you with love. True ancestral healing doesn't come from feeding the dead. It comes from remembering who you are. You're the one your ancestors have prayed for. Not to carry their wounds, but to end the karmic loop.
And that's a wrap for tonight, food. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.